think I've solved where these guys came from. So, if you've been in the FNAF fandom for a while, you know that FNAF is no stranger to hiding secrets inside of its websites. For years, creator of FNAF Scott Cawthon hid Easter eggs, teasers, lore drops, and all kinds of bizarre events in his two websites, scottcawthon.com and FNAFworld.com, which have both been inactive ever since his retirement. Events on the website scored from his tame to new games being teased, but they also got really bizarre, such as both of the websites having an argument inside of their source code, and that argument gave us lore that we needed to figure out sister location. Yes, that is a real thing that happened. So, as you can tell, the websites have been an important part of FNAF history. When the reins of the video games were handed from Scott over to Steel Wool Studios, so too were the reins to the websites. And Steel Wool did their duty by upholding the bizarre website tradition. Before Security Breach launched, Steel Wool's website started teasing the game. That website, they still have their website, of course, but then they also launched another website, which has become known as securitybreachtv.com. It welcomes you to what looks like a security room. Glitching monitors cover the screen, with cryptic messages popping up under your mouse when hovered over different parts of the screen. It's honestly a really cool website. For a while, there wasn't anything to do on the website when it first launched, but eventually, the security button on the screen became active and you could click on it. When pressed, short animations called Freddy and Friends on Tour began to play. These animations were a series of 4 cartoons where Freddy, Bonnie, Foxy, and Chica had small adventures, and small parts of Security Breach were teased as the cartoons glitched out. But unlike other media we've seen, the group were styled as Hanna-Barbera type of cartoon animals, and not animatronics. Recently, SecurityBreachTV.com reportedly had a leak. Fans posted screenshots and videos of the website having a new screen. One large computer monitor that was shaped sort of like the in-game Fazcam, but if it was like a big monitor inside of a box with a keyboard, was all that the screen had. The dates April 6th and April 13th were reported to pop up under your mouse as teaser dates. The website is now back to normal, but the community is convinced that in April, this leaked website will pop back up and tease the release of the upcoming Ruin DLC with more videos that will play on the new monitor. That's where the Circus and Balloon character animatronics come back in. A few months ago, these little guys that I mentioned earlier were leaked on the Funko website, and everyone was stumped because no one has ever seen these characters before. Balloon and Circus, Bonnie, Foxy, Freddy, and Chica were all released as Funko merch, but it was odd because there was no video game named on their packaging. As you can see here, if the camera will focus, all it says is Five Nights at Freddy's. In the past, the merch will say which game it came from. For example, the glam rock animatronics say Security Breach on the packaging. These are simply labeled as Five Nights at Freddy's. They definitely couldn't be Funko exclusives because Hot Topic released its own merch with Balloon Freddy on it previously in the year. So it begged the question, who were these characters and where did they belong? Well, I think I have the answer. A few people pointed out that these animatronics don't really look like animatronics at all, and I think they're exactly right. They're not animatronics. Just like Freddy and Friends characters, I think they're supposed to look more like cartoon animals. Here is my Circus Freddy figurine, and as you can see, he definitely doesn't look like much of an animatronic. He seems to be like an organic organism. He has fingers and toes. There's nothing about him that seems mechanical or metallic. And I mean, look, he even has Mickey Mouse styled gloves. Their style is almost slightly retro. Definitely not the mesh of 80s slash high tech style that the glam rock animatronics in Security Breach have. This links us back to the Freddy and Friends animations, which had a more vintage 50s or 60s-ish style of cartoon. I believe that once SecurityBreachTV.com updates, most likely in April, we will encounter more animated clips that feature Balloon and Circus, Bonnie, Freddy, Foxy, and Chica. The animations will tease the upcoming Ruin DLC, which is supposed to release early this year. Just as the Freddy and Friends animations teased Security Breach the year or roughly year before it was supposed to release. And that is why their merchandise doesn't link directly back to a specific video game. They are characters to a new cartoon. Do we finally have a solution to who the Balloon and Circus animatronics are? I've seen several people theorize that they're linked to the Ruin DLC before, but I think the cartoon theory makes even more sense since the characters might not appear directly in the DLC, but instead will serve to tease it. The Freddy and Friends animation characters weren't seen directly in Security Breach as characters, but rather on posters and other merchandise inside the game. I think these Balloon and Circus characters will serve the same purpose, since of right now, there's no direct link to the Mega Pixaplex and any kind of circus, other than the in-game arcade game Balloon World, which features Balloon Boy, which could link back to the Balloon and Circus animatronics, but it's a little bit of a stretch. We'll see. As April approaches, I'll definitely be waiting with bated breath to learn more about these little guys, since I think they're really cool and I like their design. Best case scenario, it would be amazing if everything linked back to teasers for a brand new game, but that seems pretty unlikely. Hopefully, it will be teasers for Ruin DLC, which I can't wait to drop. But yeah, what do you think? Anyways, thank you for watching my video. I hope that you have a great rest of your day, and I'll probably see you in a couple of months when we get more information. Bye, everybody.